I went to a Diddy party with hand-picked women. What I saw will stay with me forever.
Hold on to your butts.
Welcome to Popcorn Planet. I am Andy Signore, and now that Diddy is in jail and could be there for the rest of his life if he loses this trial, I think a lot of people are going to start feeling more confident about stepping forward. And one journalist has done just that. But that's not all. Las Vegas brothels are now getting in on this too, saying don't use baby oil as, 100. And they're even saying the brothels are saying 1,000 bottles is crazy. That literally the place that I guess is allowed to do it legally is saying even they don't have that much. So let that sink in for a minute, that they're out there trying to say how wrong and gross this is. Ooh, shudder. All right, well, I wanted to look at this article because I really do think we're going to get a lot more testimonials coming in from people who feel more safe, right? That he can't retaliate. And that's really why they wanted him behind bars as they did this investigation, so more people could come forward. And I bet you some of them even told the feds, this is my guess, but I can't talk if he's out there. It's not safe. Now with him gone, is it safer? Now with his accomplices being questioned and now they're on the run, is now the time where many of these celebrities and people will step forward. Well, let's look at what head of showbiz Tom Bryant remembers in graphic details of partying with Diddy in Paris after his eye-opening interview that left little to the imagination. Literally, he says, what I saw will stay with me forever. Let's react to this together. It's 4 a.m. in a packed partisan nightclub in 2007. The music is pumping, and I am surrounded by dozens of scantily clad women, all writhing furiously. It's quite the end to a journalistic assignment, but you can't say I haven't been warned. Just hours before I interviewed P. Diddy in the French capital, during which he bragged, there's no party like a Diddy party. Only now, and with the rapper languishing in prison, do the words have a sinister quality. But back then, it was a great soundbite that made me laugh. And I vividly remember thinking he was true to his word. As sitting regal-like in the corner of the club, Diddy generously sent over endless magnums of champagne to my table. These are on Diddy. He wants you to have a good time, said a member of his entourage who had invited me along as the rapper enjoyed our chat. Now, again, this is at a public club in Paris with a journalist. I'm sure this was a tier 1 party, so keep that in mind. This didn't go full tier 2 or tier 3, as we're learning. There seemed to be tiers to his parties and freak-offs and so on. But let's hear what he has to say. I'm in a tiny VIP room, which is filled to the brim with women specifically handpicked by Diddy's entourage. Ugh. Some are from the club itself. Others have been transported by his team from the earlier show. As I quaff glass after glass of the finest bubbles, my evening takes a strange turn as at one point a stray foot brushes my face. A woman, minus her heels, is being lifted over the throng by 2 burly members of security and plonked down by Diddy's side, where she proceeds to gyrate energetically next to him. I'll never forget his partner, Kim, who has since passed away, sitting by his side and seemingly unperturbed by the rated scene unfolding before her. It was pretty bizarre stuff, but not out of keeping with what transpired earlier that evening when I found myself in Diddy's dressing room in the Bercy Stadium with full-size portraits of him hanging on the wall and candles flickering. My interview began on a romantic note. Imagine that. He's in a stadium in his own dressing room, and he brought full-size portraits of himself to hang on the wall of his dressing room? And candles? It's almost like he likes to watch himself, huh? That's the vibe I'm getting. Are you guys getting it? I've spent a lot of time with Kim in Paris, he told us, and it's been perfect. As soon as we landed, we went straight to the Eiffel Tower, drank champagne at the top, and just kissed and kissed. But Diddy was only getting started. Then we went up to my suite and had tantric for at least 30 hours, ordering up whipped cream and strawberries while we were at it. Diddy, Sean John Combs added, as meticulous as I am with my work, I'm more meticulous with my making. I like to do it for a long time. Later, I asked him about his famous parties. We don't charge 4,000 pounds to come to my parties. We give money away. We give drinks away. We give fine food away. All again, now that we've really learned what's going on, all in attempts to get people to come here, to be swayed in and think, ooh, I can't miss out a Diddy party. And then he uses that against them. I lose a lot of money putting on these events, but I don't care. There's always a special guest list with iconic individuals mixing people from show business and everyday life. Most British superstars will find it hard to get into any party that I throw. After partying that night in Paris, he was back at it again the following week, but in London with guests including Sienna Miller. He added, I'm not a name dropper. Yeah, right. I never reveal who goes to my parties. I just take pictures and video and, the important thing is that they have a good time, and with all the beautiful women and fine champagne, they probably will. As Diddy awaits trial, they are words which he may come to regret. Now, look, I think even this guy's holding back. That's what's really interesting, because I think he saw some stuff that even he's like, should I say this? I'll imply it. This clearly didn't go as bad as the feds have seen in the evidence that they provided regarding the parties. I mean, it's gotten so bad that I have to once again point out that the Las Vegas brothels are warning everybody, no, you don't do that. And 1,000 bottles is crazy. What is the actual quote here? I got to see this. My goodness. Several Vegas era brothels, they tell us people should not use baby oil as lube. That's a no-brainer. It's true. It's bad for the health and can warp the protection. For example, a rep for Chicken Ranch brothel tells us they don't use baby oil because it can affect the pH and it's problems, bacterial. They also add that this jewel of info, baby oil can lead to unwanted pregnancies and transmitted things. Turns out the oil can ruin the latex and cause breaks. Meanwhile, over at the Love Ranch, they tell us oil might be good for, it's like you're supposed to use it for like massaging and stuff like that. But definitely not for the main event, citing many of those same reasons. Even if Diddy isn't using the massage oil as LUB, pretty much every brothel told us the same thing. 1,000 bottles of it is crazy. A crazy high number from the house that does it. They're like, no, that's too much for us. And it's our job. They say they do keep it on site, the Mustang Ranch and others. They may be a couple boxes on hand, but definitely not 1,000 bottles. They got their each of choice, and they do stock it. They say there are plenty of big brands offering better options for comfort and health, etc. But yikes. Another expert sliding in the chat, Holly Madison, Hugh Hefner's former girl next door, talks about how Hef used oil. Ugh. Even though she didn't want him to. It's absolutely not safe. It can cause a lot of trouble. So yikes. Like he's using that clearly for both. I'm sure that wasn't just for massages. Man, it's just, I don't know. Ugh. So look, clearly it's staying with him forever, but I think there's a lot of other people out there that have been it. If you've been to a Diddy party, my goodness, it's time. Tell the truth. Come on. Tell us right here. I want to interview someone who was at a Diddy party. You can reach me on Instagram is a good way to reach me. Twitter as well. You can also email us. All the different information to contact us is in the description of this video. Go check it out. Reach out. It's time to turn the tide, people. We need to tell the truth on this. No pity for Diddy. # no pity for Diddy. This is an extreme case, and I do believe a lot of people have been terrified, but we need to start speaking out about it, and I hope people will. So who's going to start breaking the dam? Let's make it happen. We got more to report on this, guys. So much is coming in. I got you. Hit that button for all alerts so you get notified. And when you get those alerts, smash the like. And then who can come out first? Tell us how fast you can get in there. Appreciate you guys who've been watching. We got so much. I got a lot of banked content for you next week. It's who you're not going to miss. Is Leonardo DiCaprio next? I got a video exclusive interview about a new book. Stay tuned, guys. Lots is coming. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for more.